not a 12-round fighter. Look at me. I'm a new breed of heavyweights. All them heavyweights, Mike Tyson, Sonny Liston, Jack Dempsey. Oh, yeah, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano. Because I ain't 14 stone, that's why.
What's up, guys? This is Joshua with Showtime. You already know what it is. This is Showtime's Fight Forum, where we talk all things fights. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on all social media. Comment on my page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good jazz. Follow me on social medias. They changed up a little bit. So if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, or if you want to follow me at Papa Showtime. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's just Josh Showtime. So make sure you interact with me. I'm friendly, as friendly can be. I will definitely debate you if you say something stupid, but that's besides the point. I have changed my name now. It's no longer Showtime Sanders. Sanders has been X'd out. If you want to know why, you can just check my socials and I explain it there. I'm not trying to get all not political, but I don't want to get all into it on this. I just want this to be about fights. So let's just go ahead and start getting right into the nitty gritty. Now today's conversation is going to be about the rematch. And there's two different rematches that happened this past weekend, and that was obviously UFC and boxing. But today we're gonna do boxing, and that is Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. Now, I made a video last week, came out Saturday. Really good views, thank you guys for watching. Once again, I would love to hear you guys comment a little bit more, be a little bit more interactional so I can actually talk to you guys. But man, it was a good fight again, man. I would say it wasn't as good as the first, but the first one was a really good dogfight. But the second one was actually closer, but until the middle rounds, it was very methodical. It was a little slow. Joshua was trying to, I guess, pick up his pace a little bit more and towards the middle. And it was a more competitive fight, I thought. I thought the split decision was very trash. I didn't think that it was split decision. I thought it was obvious who won, which was Usyk. I picked Usyk to win again. And I mean, I wouldn't say I was dead right, but I felt like I was pretty accurate with my whole depiction of how the fight was gonna go. I mean, we all knew if he was gonna try to outbox Usyk, it was not gonna work. He was gonna lose. He tried that in the beginning, and it really didn't make sense to me. But then eventually, he started going to the body more. He started to try to make it a little uglier. And he started landing good shots, and Usyk was hurt many a times in this fight. He played it off pretty well sometimes, but what was it, the 8th round? Oh my goodness, he couldn't fake it. He was getting hurt badly. It was getting really, really good. But the thing that I love about Usyk, and this is why I say Usyk is the #1 pound-for-pound boxer right now. When you overcome adversity like that, I mean, that is all-time great stuff right there. When you're down on the cards, he wasn't down on the cards, I'm saying. If you're down on the cards and then you end up getting that finish, or you end up getting the drops, that is championship mentality. I just think about Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, that kind of stuff. That's that dog in you, man. That's that dog in you. And Usyk has that dog, because the way he lost that round, that was very bad. It was not even close. AJ took over that 8th round. To bounce back with the 9th round like he did and said, oh, okay, that was your turn, that was my turn. And do the same exact thing to him, if not worse. I mean, man, it was a beautiful, especially that later half of the fight was so beautiful, so fun, and very competitive. Well, the end wasn't as competitive, because once Usyk took that round, it kind of took over the fight after that. But I mean, I kudos to Anthony Joshua. I mean, I said this before, I do believe that he's a very good adjuster out after the fights. After the fight, you have a rematch, he will get better. He's not the type of person that'd be like, well, I'm still stuck. I didn't think he came in with the best game plan still. I still think that he should have made it ugly from the beginning. He shouldn't have lost those rounds, because Usyk wasn't even active the first, 3 rounds? The 4th round, he started to actually pick it up and started to put his punches together. But before that, he didn't really do much. So I was kind of confused by that game plan. But then he started to work the body, started to tie him up a little bit. Thought he should have tied him up a lot more. Bro, you're 20 pounds heavier than him. You're much bigger. It's in my opinion, common sense. Do what Tyson Fury does. Lean on him, lay on him, try to wear him out. He has gotten tired before. He has good cardio. I'm not saying he gasses out, but he can get tired. And those body shots that weighing on him, that would have definitely made him a lot more tired. But he didn't do it, so it is what it is. Now, like I said, what's next for both? I mean, it's kind of easy to say. I mean, Usyk, we want Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury apparently said on his social media that, he's coming out of retirement and he does want to fight. And that's what the fans want to see. We want to see who's the best heavyweight in this generation. Realistically, it's Tyson Fury or it's Usyk. It's no other debate, no other conversation. So we need to see it happen. Now listen, if Tyson Fury is just gonna renege and say retire, this, that, and the third, then the next fight to make is simply Wilder. If Wilder wins his fight that's coming up, I think in October, he needs to fight Usyk. These guys are around the same size. Well, they're around the same weight. Not Fury. Wilder is like probably 5 inches taller still, but yet still, man, like it's an excellent fight. It's in my opinion, one of the more like unpredictable results. People are gonna sit here and say Usyk is gonna box circles all around Wilder, which he will, but it's a 12-round fight. He has to either stop Wilder before he lands his shot, or he has to evade him for 36 minutes. That's not easy. Like nobody has done that. Literally, nobody has not tasted this man's power and touched the canvas. So, and Usyk does get hit. Like he has beautiful head movement, like less than the butt. Like, let's also make that clear. One thing about his defense as well, it was very spot on. AJ did not land clean a good portion of that fight. However, Wilder doesn't need to land many shots. He just needs to land one. And he will land one. How's Usyk gonna take that? Wilder has literally knocked down Tyson Fury, who weighs 300 pounds. Knocked him down what? I think a total of 4 times. I think he knocked him total 4 times in the 3 fights. Yeah, don't sleep. Go ahead and sit here and say Wilder will lose. No, Wilder can beat anybody. That power is generational. It can knock out any person that's ever existed in the world. That's how powerful this man punched. All right, I made a top list. If you haven't seen it, I made a top 5 list of the heaviest punchers in boxing. Wilder is in my top 5, along with George Foreman, Tyson, Julian Jackson, and Ernie Shavers. Like those guys they can literally knock out anybody. They punch that hard. So it's a compelling matchup. I would love to see it if it does happen. Obviously, if it goes to decision, we already know Usyk is literally going to beat the hell out of him. Like there was no power involved. We know who's winning that fight, but power is such an equalizer. Now, AJ, in reality, it's the same thing. What's happening with it? It also relates to what Tyson Fury does. If Tyson Fury retires, I think the easiest matchup should be Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. We still get it. These guys both have been on they both been on losing streaks, and they both are still, in my opinion, top 4 heavyweights in the world. I think it's between those 4, no matter what. Who's the guy? We wanted to see this fight anyways. So who is the heaviest puncher? Who's the person that has, I guess, the marquee look that people like in heavyweights, which is power and that dynamic look of being a heavyweight? Like, it's between these 2. Let's see it. I mean, I'm down. Now, obviously, like I said, let's say Tyson Fury retires and they do make the Usyk versus Wilder fight, and what's next for Anthony Joshua? I mean, you still got Dillian White, you got Zhang who fought in his undercard. There's still fights for him to make. Who knows? You can still probably do a trilogy with Ruiz, or fight the winner between Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, like whoever wins that. So there is wins for him. I know that loss really hurt him. Obviously, we saw what happened with the break, like his slight breakdown, which was weird. It was interesting. I'm not as critical as everybody else was about it, by the way. Like everybody wants to poo-poo on Anthony Joshua. Here's the thing, man. Like, these guys put their heart and soul into this. I understand the reaction. I don't think anything he did was necessarily malicious. I just think that he was throwing a tantrum. People was upset when he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz and he was laughing and smiling and hugging. Now he's actually showing emotion. People are just, poo-pooing and then saying he took away Usyk's moment. He didn't take away nothing. I hate when people say people take away the moment. How? He gave a speech, he gave him a cheer, and most of that crowd was pro Anthony Joshua. So he made those guys cheer him on, give him credit, held the flag up, and then Usyk had his own moment. You don't just sit here and say, oh, he lost his moment. He had his own moment. And Usyk is weird anyway, so like it's not like he's like internally a deep dude. And well, I can say he probably is a deep dude, but he's not like he's an amazing speaker and stuff like that. He's kind of a character, and I like his personality. He's pretty funny. However, it's not like this guy's like, Conor McGregor on a mic or something like that. He had his moment. He was able to give acknowledgement to his people and all the stuff that he wanted to do. And it's social media. You can still chop that up, post it of just his interview and how he felt, and also him winning his belt, retaining a belt, and then winning another belt. Like it didn't ruin anything. I just didn't understand that part, but I understand the emotions. Like I'm okay with it. Anthony Joshua was hurt, and eventually he got himself together and kept it pushing. He definitely didn't need to have a mic that long. He could have probably turn that into like maybe like 30 seconds or whatever he wanted to really say, because he kind of was talking in circles at one point. However, you know, when it's unscripted, things happen. But yeah, as always, man, I want to hear what you guys think. As always, what did you think of the fight? What you think is next for both? And yeah, man, like I'm very interested. And also, last thing, I really wish people would put more respect on Anthony Joshua. He's a lot better than people give him credit for. Like a lot better. People act like he's a bum. He is not a bum. He is a very good boxer for a person who started very late in boxing. He said that himself. And I thought it was interesting that he mentioned he's not a 12-round fighter. So that I don't think was smart to say, but I get it. And he's probably right, but yeah, I guess. But as always, follow me on social medias. I already said what it is, Papa Showtime and Josh Showtime. It is what it is, be blessed and all that good jazz. And this is Showtime's Fight Form.